What does it mean for the BJP in particular? Because I think you'll be candid enough to admit that there is considerable chaos in the party right now.
BJP is a national opposition party and it's also a majority in the states. We are the opposition party. So we have got a role, and the people of this country have given that role as a principal opposition party. So, but there could be certain squabbles within the party, but that does not affect our positioning as a national opposition party. And that is, of course, today there is a situation where earlier left used to play, left has been decimated, it has come down. So fortunately this country is heading for a bipolarity in politics, which is visible. I think that is good for the country. We have in the BJP decided to play a role of constructive opposition. Where good things coming, we'll definitely, we'll caution them, we'll warn them, we'll support them, and we'll stop them if it is required.
What would be your kind of Lakshman Rekhas in this budget that the government shouldn't cross, where you would have a big issue?
Well, the government has got a mandate now. And this budget, we just have to, things which they want to do for the nation, we'll say, of course, you come forth and do it. If there are anything which are aberrations, we'd like to point it out to them. But I can assure you that we are not going to take up things which generally would create a situation of a negative opposition.
You agree the fact
there has been a broad agreement, but I see that the Congress party will try and ensure that it is able to retain its vote bank. It is able to respect the mandate which it has got, and takes it forward. I don't think they're going to touch things like labor reforms. I don't think they're going to talk about taking away my provident fund and investing it in the market. And a major difference in terms of economic thought between BJP and the Congress is that while BJP pursued an aggressive privatization agenda, the Congress is not going to do that. It is going to perhaps look at disinvestment, but retain a majority hold in the public sector of the public sector units. The Congress will be a trifle different from the BJP, that it will not pursue an aggressive privatization agenda. It will retain a role for the state in the lives of the people.
So to sum up then, clearly there is a mandate that the government has, and it is going to pursue it in this budget. And Rudy, you say the opposition will fulfill its role looking ahead.
You see, on this I'd just like to intervene here. Like the government saying that we want to have an agenda for reforms in education, and you cannot usurp the democratic process. So that has to be taken into account. When you talk about major interventions, we're talking about the FRBM Act, which comes to an end this year. Now, the fiscal expenditure, it's almost the fiscal deficit is with the states along, it will be around 13 to 14%. Now, when he says we at least, if they may say, we went in for an aggressive investment or a privatization, but we created benchmarks, which is being pursued by this government. We created benchmarks in roads, whether rural roads or urban roads, national infrastructure. We created a benchmark in aviation. What the airports which you see was basically, this whole process was initiated by us, whether modernization of Delhi and Mumbai or the two greenfield airports which you see in Shamshabad or Mangalore. So we set a benchmark. Now they may be shying out from those benchmarks, but we still feel that those benchmarks have to be pursued, cannot be neglected. And the focus which we know says that the Congress would primarily go on the social sector, would give a setback to the issues in the long term as poverty, elevation.
Infrastructure development. Infrastructure development cannot be ignored. Without that, you cannot really kickstart the economy and look at those double-digit economic growth. So I think that giving people a capacity to buy, creating jobs, and that thereby the need for infrastructure and investment. Government being the single largest investor, because big business, you like it or not, is sitting on its wealth. Right. They put all expansions on hold after this economic downturn, and there has to be a confidence generated amongst the corporate sector that, look, you come forward, we are investing, you lend the shoulder to the wheel, and let us take the country forward.
Thanks, Vinod. Thanks, Rudy. We kind of run out of time, so thank you very much for being on the show with us. Thanks.
Thank you.